interventions from other races. We hear that sometimes the inner Earth beings intervene in events taking place in our society. How and when is that decision made, and who does the intervention? Inner Earth beings are not allowed to intervene in the affairs of the surface dimension, or to interfere with the free will of humanity. We are members of the Galactic Confederation of Planets and under the direction of the Council of 12. When intervention on the surface of this planet is needed, this council is in control. We would or could intervene only at their request and with their full authorization. This does not mean that we have never intervened in any way, but we want you to understand that until now, until the grand experiment on planet Earth is over, it is not appropriate for us to interfere with the free will choices of humanity. We have not interfered with the sinking of 2 major continents, nor have we interfered with all the wars and devastation you have chosen to initiate. The divine intervention this planet is about to experience is indeed an intervention directly called forth by your Creator. Because of this, countless extraterrestrials from millions of star systems, your space brothers, who love you so very much, are now here by the billions to prepare for and to assist you and your planet during the Great Shift. Among the many various ET civilizations here to help are the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Sirians, the Venusians, those from Alpha Centauri, the positive Nibirians and Orions, and many others. The Space Brothers, whom many of you long to reconnect with tangibly, are members of your soul family. They are friends and family of your future selves. They have often intervened by protecting the Earth from major space disasters that could have caused much destruction. Unknown to you, they have protected the Earth and all of you many, many times from major invasions by space cultures who have not yet learned to embrace unconditional love and true brotherhood. The Arcturians, the Sirians, the Pleiadians and many others have been your most devoted space friends and guardians. They are still here at this time in great numbers to assist you and to stabilize your planet during the coming changes and dimensional shifts. They send you love every day. It is with a great deal of sadness that we observe how you treat your planet and each other, as members of God's family. The only intervention that beings who live within the Earth have been allowed is to send you love and light, and to comfort you when you are in pain, sadness and sorrow. For eons, from the other side of the veil, all from the Earth's interior have guided and instructed you. We have shared our wisdom, our grace, our love and the workings of true brotherhood for peace and prosperity with you. We have worked with you in your dream state and between your incarnations. Again and again, for millennia, prophets, great sages and avatars were sent to you. Unfortunately, most were ignored, persecuted or very often killed. There was an agreement made a long time ago between the inner Earth people and the collective of souls evolving on the surface dimension of the planet that your experiments with separation were to be hands-off. The way you had chosen to evolve and learn your lessons was not to be interfered with. The same with your Earth Mother, she has allowed you all your choices at the expense of the comfort and beauty of her own body. She allowed all your choices until the day it was decreed by the Prime Creator that, the great experiment on Earth is now over. This day, my friends, has come. The decree from your Creator for your reawakening and the restoration of your divinity, has been heard throughout this entire universe and beyond. All on Earth are now in intensive preparation for the Great Reunion, and the Great Shift. It is time to go forward, do not seek to go back. Let go of the old to embrace the new world. Crop circles. It has been said that people in the inner Earth participate in the making of crop circles. Is it a joint venture with the extraterrestrials? Will crop circles eventually become permanent? If so, what will be their role? Crop circles are mainly 4th and 5th dimensional gardens. They are indeed created in cooperation with inner Earth people, extraterrestrials and the Devic consciousness, but they are mainly the work of extraterrestrials. They are temporarily created in your 3rd dimension to wake up your curiosity, to assist you in expanding your mind and to open up a new way of thinking for you. It is time to embrace a much larger picture of creation in the universe. These crop circles are encoded with sound and light emanations that will assist in the reawakening of your soul and divine consciousness. Consider the beautiful gardens you will create in your future to match the beauty of your new homes. Compare them to crop circles. In the not-so-distant future, what you now call a crop circle, a strange phenomena, will become so familiar to you that it will no longer be considered unusual. They are the beautiful gardens of your future, full of light, color and sound. You will be creating, with your intentions, awesome gardens similar to crop circles in frequency and encoding. You will put into these gardens whatever you wish, whatever your creativity can conceive of will manifest almost effortlessly. These gardens will continuously replenish themselves with blooms and fruit until you decide you want something else, and then your new creation will quickly manifest. Crop circles are presented to you now for your pleasure, and to give you a glimpse of your future. Open your heart and mind to all the wonders that are ahead of you after the Earth's purification. Crystals. What will be the role of crystals in the years to come? Crystals have many forms, vibrations and dimensions. Crystals also have their own form of intelligence and awareness. They evolve and grow to be of service to you, especially when you are in your divine consciousness. What you know and have seen of crystals in your third-dimensional awareness is very limited. In the fourth and fifth dimension, crystals are lighter, clearer, and more luminous because they are able to absorb and contain much more light than the ones you presently know. They will take any form, size, vibration and color to meet your needs. You will be able to manifest them at will. You will no longer have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to acquire them. They will manifest according to your level, be the main source of energy used for the advanced technology that will be gifted to you when we come out of our cities in the Earth's interior. You will use them to travel anywhere in this universe, and to retrieve information from the universal mind. You will find that all of Earth's living library, which is your complete story, is stored in large crystal plates, rather than books, and you will have the technology to access any information very quickly from any location. The crystal grid of the Earth herself has already received an ascension activation, and this grid is now available to many for healing energies and information. The crystal children, incarnated in your world, possess a direct connection in their DNA to communicate through this grid. You too have the option of opening to this form of consciousness, as do all who live on the surface during this time of great awakening and shift. The shifts in the electromagnetic grid and the crystal grid have taken place to enable the greatest shift, that of human consciousness. Instead of using wood, brick, cement or synthetic materials, you will use various types of crystalline structures to construct your private dwellings and public buildings. You will be living in homes that will appear to you as if you are living in crystal palaces, and yet you will still be able to maintain your privacy. These crystalline structures will reinforce your own energetic structure and support the many changes in your multi-dimensional DNA that signal your ascension to a fifth-dimensional vibration and beyond. As your own telepathic energies increase through activation of your own crystalline energy grid, you will no longer need physical crystals for communicating with each other around the planet. You will simply tap into the Earth's overall crystal grid and the etheric grid that encircles the planet. When you travel in space, those of you who have not yet attained the necessary level of universal telepathic skills will use crystals for interplanetary and intergalactic communications. In your spacecraft, all communications systems will be crystalline-based. Your use of crystals and crystalline energy will become unlimited. Guardians of portals and gateways. Can you address the subject of portals and gateways, and the beings who guard and regulate them? In this short discourse, we can only touch briefly on a basic understanding of this topic. There is much more that is not appropriate for us to discuss with you at this time. When you become curious about portals, it is a clear signal that you have a desire to expand your consciousness to a much greater understanding of the universe. There are a myriad of intricate complexities in the dimensions that exist beyond your third-dimensional awareness. This includes gateways, energy vortexes, multi-dimensional corridors, planetary, galactic and universal grid systems, light barriers, time capsules, and many more concepts with which you are not yet familiar. They all work together as related components of a gigantic universal system. All of these concepts and realities, my friends, as well as the magic and wonder they inspire, will soon be yours to discover. You are now beginning to use some of them more consciously as you and the Earth evolve to higher frequencies and dimensions. Since your question is about the guardians of those portals and gateways, I would like to explain the following in a simple manner. Portals, gateways and multi-dimensional corridors exist in great numbers from the highest level of the Godhead at the universal source, down through all created universes, all dimensions and sub-levels of each dimension, to the tiniest particle of life in the first dimension. They also exist throughout the Great Void. Portals and gateways are how God, or source energy, is disseminated throughout all of creation. They are also the means by which source energy is stepped down from the universal levels to the galactic, solar system and planetary levels into all dimensions and life frequencies. There is great variety of portals, gateways and multi-dimensional corridors, each one fulfilling a specific function. For example, some portals are used for stepping down the frequency of source energy, while others are used for traveling between dimensions, planets, solar systems, galaxies, and universes. Each one of these billions of portals, gateways and corridors function with great mathematical accuracy so that chaos does not occur. This subject is so vast that only a small portion can be covered here, but I wanted to give you a broader awareness of what this subject entails, and how everything works together in great harmony and with ease and efficiency. Who are the beings who guard and monitor these portals and gateways? They are mainly evolved beings from the angelic kingdom, as well as those you call extraterrestrials. They have volunteered for these jobs. Since they exist in great numbers in each group in the light realms, they take turns fulfilling these positions, thus avoiding drudgery for anyone at any time. These portals and corridors of light are filled with various kinds of wondrous and interesting comfort stations, of great beauty that cosmic travelers use to meet friends, to recharge their energies, or to simply receive information and direction. At times, they are the sites of great encounters between beings from many dimensions. Following are a few guidelines for some of the portals for this planet, solar system and galaxy. The same principles apply everywhere, but the higher you go in frequency, the more highly evolved are the guardians of these portals. The first rule is that no one can travel freely through portals or gateways to dimensions higher than the level of consciousness they themselves have attained. You must first have the permission of those who reside where you want to go. Permission is sometimes granted to souls who are not yet at the necessary level if they are accompanied by a sponsor, a being from a higher dimension who accompanies them. A planetary ascended master who has attained a high level of consciousness may also volunteer to take such a soul to their destination. For example, if you were personally called to the great central sun of this universe for an interview with the Father, Mother God, a being such as Sananda, Mother Mary or Saint Germain could take you there, or an emissary from that plane would come to get you. In order to get there, you would have to travel through various multi-dimensional planetary, galactic and universal corridors and gateways. Unless you are with someone who has a cosmic passport to travel those corridors, you may not be allowed to go all the way to the great central sun. The role of the guardians is to maintain the integrity and purity of the various planetary systems, galaxies and universes. Each corridor, gateway, portal and grid system is guarded by beings who resonate with the level of frequency of the place they are protecting. Unless this resonance is matched, entry may be denied. These rules safeguard the integrity, purity and efficiency of those portals and corridors. Understand that if you were to travel to the great central sun or the galactic core through these corridors, it is a very great physical distance from the Earth plane. If I were to explain in detail all the steps, it would fill several chapters and you would see how complicated this becomes. In reality, when one has attained the level of evolution that is required to travel to those places, it only takes seconds to arrive there. These corridors allow cosmic travelers to visit countless planets or galaxies and places beyond this universe. Your travel happens in the twinkle of an eye, unless you choose to make several stops along the cosmic highways to enjoy the view and social activities. A long time ago, in our solar system and Milky Way galaxy, the Arcturians took on the job of creating and maintaining a large percentage of our multi-dimensional portals and corridors. They have become great experts in this work, and their expertise has been and will continue to be in demand throughout this entire universe. The role of the guardians of portals is to prevent unwanted energies from infiltrating places of great purity and wisdom. It is also to offer direction, guidance, comfort and information to travelers who are learning multi-dimensional travel and traveling those corridors for the first time. You may want to consider these guardians as diplomatic relation teams. Actually, none of this happens exactly the way I am explaining it to you now. The complexity simply cannot be explained and comprehended from a third-dimensional perspective. This explanation will give you a basic idea, however, of how it works. Spacecraft also travel through those systems of corridors, gateways and grid systems to go wherever they want at great speed. Although I mentioned that the Arcturians are the great masters and guardians of the main portals of this galaxy, they are not the only ones. Each planetary system has its own portal and corridor system that is guarded and maintained, usually by advanced souls from that same system. The Sirians and the Andromedans, among others, also work in close collaboration with the Arcturians to maintain these vast and numerous multi-dimensional openings. Those of you who are starseeds, who have come to this planet from other worlds, are already familiar with most of these portals, corridors and the beings who guard them. When you are not in a physical body, you already know how to get back and forth. Once you have completed your evolutionary process here of ascension and enlightenment, you will remember how to do this quite easily. Your grand cosmic passport will be returned to you with the stamp for a much expanded arena of cosmic traveling than the one you previously were allowed. I promise that you will never be bored or weary again unto eternity. You will be free to join those who are busy exploring and expanding.